Now, after parking inside the vehicle, this vehicle has a display screen right here. So it is telling me the 3 malfunctions. So that means it has problems, and I'm going to fix those problems right now. This is a cross-country gear wagon. When I try to start it, wait and see over that display, it is telling me service be exceeded by that kilometer. Yeah, so when I start it, it is also EPC low, ABS deactivated. That means it has a problem with brakes. You can see even here, this bulb is not going off, which confirms that there is a problem in brakes. Now, over here we have the brake pedal that I'm pressing. So when I press that brake pedal, it is still telling me here that low brakes. You see, when I press, it brings that comment. When I release, it brings that comment, meaning that brakes are not functioning. Now let me take you over starting different. Now let me guide you how we are going to do this. We are going to do all the 4 wheels. So we are done with the inspection. We are now removing the old brake fluid from the reservoir to top up with the new one. That is the reservoir on the master cylinder. This is a master cylinder. I can't go further deep into that all, but I will always be bringing in videos to show you what that part does. So probably today, this video on brake fluid top up and brake fluid bleeding, because this vehicle has a problem in EPC, whereby it is electronic power control, which is lacking power to pump our brake fluid into the 4 wheels to brake this vehicle effectively. So I'm emptying this reservoir. I don't want to mess up here, sorry. I'm topping up with .4 brake fluid premium in the reservoir, which is from the manual's directions. You cannot just top up what you don't know. You have to go to follow the manual's book. So we are going to bleed all the 4 wheels from the rear right, because this is a left drive vehicle, from the rear right passenger to the rear left drive side, back to the front passenger, and we are ending with this driver. So this is the second code, whereby it will go in a half, because this is a very small reservoir. But after bleeding, I will have to top up this remaining. I may be forced even to go by a third code, because during bleeding I'm going to lose a lot of fluids, but which we want. Actually, we want to lose the old one, and then we go by the new one. Beautiful. Next step is to open the nuts when the vehicle is on ground. Little bit, not to open fully, but just break those nuts little bit, and then you will finish up all the nuts when the vehicle is jacked up. But I usually use on these nuts, I usually use the W40 to break them off, because they are hard. So I can tell you, they are hard. You have to spray that, so that you find your nuts easy to open, like so. You see that? All the 4 wheels, spray all the 4 wheels, and then you start opening one and bleed that. You go to the next, you bleed that. So the wheel that you spray first is the wheel that you start opening first after the reaction of your W40. Don't spray that wheel last and then start with it. That's wrong. If you don't have the manual's book, you can Google, or if not that, you can go by the cover. That reservoir cover has some writings which directs you to the code, the type, everything that you need to know about that fluid which should go in. So don't get stuck because you don't have the manual. There are very many other options, but don't forget to subscribe, because if you subscribe you can even contact me, or you can ask me any question and I tell you what to do whenever you get stuck. Or even don't forget to get me on Facebook. That is the same. Facebook, WhatsApp, I am always on to help you so that we do everything right, clear. As I was opening here to show you what to do. Actually, I'm using a lot of energy, so if you risk to go by that all energy when the vehicle is
that is super easy, just because I used the
W40, which is which should be
wheels all
avoided.
I'm speeding up here because I don't want to waste a lot of time, but trying to show all the 4 wheels, not showing only one. No, that's not good. So don't just open. Get a set point where you're starting from, such that you don't tie instead of opening. That's sometimes happen. Yeah, I see some guys quarreling. Oh, sorry, I'm locking, yet it is not the right way. So get a starting point. For my case, I started from the rear passenger side and ended up with the rear driver side. Super easy, just with the direction, but a lot of energy is needed. Now we are going to jack. Look for the hardest part below. Like here, my hardest part is just below there, the chassis. Jack it a little bit by hand. You will see the vehicle responding. Let's widen the surface area below where the jack stands. So in my case, I'm using that wheel because the jack can easily go into the soil. Jack the vehicle until you see that this wheel is rolling. Put this wheel under the vehicle, because we are not going to use the jack stands, so such that if a vehicle slides off from the jack, we'll just rest on the wheel other than resting on the ground. So let's go and remove the bolts. But whenever you get a hard bolt, just spray the W40. It will break it easily. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts off. Now let's go and start bleeding. All that has been, but what we wanted to do is not yet done, and now here is the right procedure. Somebody inside the vehicle waiting to do his work. I already outside here on the wheel, outside the wheel, to do my work also. Now I'm going to ask him to press on the brake and hold it down, and then I untie here. Then you will be able to see yourself. Actually, it's to be done using a pipe, but let me go by pipe. I wanted to show you what it looks like. Let me go by pipe. Connect your pipe, because I'm teaching, I'm not showing you. Let me teach now here. Connect a pipe and then ask somebody inside to press on the brake and hold. When you have already tied up here, press on the brake, hold. You're going to see, you will be able to see the fluid coming out like so. But now, no, let me go direct. Press on the brake, release, press like so. You see that? So I'm going to do it thoroughly many times as I wish, because I want the other old brake fluid to get out. Press on the brake, hold. Then I'm opening up to show you that one. That's the only power which brakes our vehicle. Press, release, press, release, press, release, press, hold. You see that? Then super clean fluid, and then you are locking when the foot pedal is still down. When you lock when the foot, it will just suck air. Don't allow air back. So we want it out. So now I'm done. I'm returning the cover, and then we go to replace the wheel to turn it onto the next wheel. Very easy step. The wheel was under just because if my jack slided off, the wheel will be able to resist and help from taking down the vehicle. I'm trying to spray over to eliminate, to reduce on rusting, because there is rust all over my hub. I'm going just to clean it, super clean, but I will clean it off camera and then put back my wheel. Putting the wheel is very easy. Now let's speed up because of time. Because it will drop the level, you will keep on topping up so that we don't add in more. But before that, I'm going to check my level. I top up and then go for the next wheel off camera and then finalize. Keep an eye here. You lock and then go for another wheel. Refixing is very easy. Replace the bolts, hand tighten using a spanner, because you cannot hand tighten when they are inside there. Using a spanner. We are not going to fully lock here because our vehicle is still on jack, and I remember I told you when the vehicle is on jack, don't use a lot of energy. So just a little energy here to make that wheel bolted on its hub, like so. And then we off jack our vehicle for a final tightening up. But I'm going to tighten all the 4 wheels at a go. Off jack, slowly the vehicle will come down like so. Remove your jack, take your step. Now after all which have been done, we have placed back the vehicle on the ground. Now we are going to tighten. When tightening up wheels, you go by cross-section manner. This one, the other one. This one, last. That is the reason why you should not allow a child to play near you. That is done. Then I'm going to do the other 3 wheels off camera. So now you can see that even if I start here, it will not bring in any problem of LAPS. Let me start and see. Mount function is 0. You're waiting for that, for this heater to go off. Yes, wait. That heater to go off. So it has now started. So we are going to go for a drive to see if our brake has been really activated. Now let's go. The system has cleared its error, confirming me the brakes are functioning. But if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe, because more videos are coming up. Like for this case, it was a vehicle. Cool.